So when Prasar Bharati was created in 1997, there was an anomaly in that the employees of Doordarshan and All India Radio, who were government employees, they continued to remain as government employees. So they were now working for Prasar Bharati. So you have this bizarre situation where you have more than 20,000 employees, none of who are your employees, they're all government employees. So their salaries continue to be paid by the government, and that is through a grant. But as far as operations are concerned, Prasar Bharati has to earn its own revenues to run its operations.
Yeah.
And the way to do that is primarily through commercial advertising. You have this very bizarre contradiction where you have to provide public service news, you have to deliver it in hundreds of languages and dialects in areas where there is no commercial potential. You have to shoulder all this public responsibility to run the operations. The funding has to only come from your commercial advertising. So it's a contradiction. It creates a tension. It creates a stress point for the public broadcaster. Now, the big difference between, let's say, Doordarshan and All India Radio and the BBCs of the world is that in the UK, you have what is called a license fee, where anybody who has a television set has to pay a license fee.
Yeah.
And that license fee is an assured source of revenue for the BBC. So every year, the BBC doesn't have to worry about, how am I going to run my operation, because the license fees are a assured source of, until now. Now, of course, there is some debate that's going on. Now, if you look at rupee terms, the BBC's source of revenue from license fees alone will run into more than 30,000 crores.
Wow.
Now, look at the number of channels BBC runs. It is barely 10 channels.
Yeah.
So, to run a network of 10 to 15 channels and radio stations, your per channel input is running into thousands of crores. Look at Prasar Bharati and All India Radio and Doordarshan. You get about 1,500 crores of commercial revenue, and you have to run 30 channels, 400 radio stations. So that tells you why, where the gap is. The gap is that we do a whole lot more with a lot less because we have all these responsibilities, and you have to keep the show going, right? And that is the difference, that the BBC is able to invest a whole lot more on a handful of channels and services.